Engineering and Technology, Mudbidre. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the inauguration ceremony of the ATAL sponsored faculty development program on digital forensics in cybersecurity. I am Mrs. Deeksha M, and I will be the host for this evening. To formally begin this auspicious program, I invite Dr. Manjunath Kotari, Professor and Head, Department of CSC, AIT Moodbidri, to deliver the welcome address and to brief us about the faculty development program.
Good evening, one and all. Once again, I would like to thank AICT for granting this particular ATAL workshop. So, on behalf of Arlos Institute of Engineering and Technology, it is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all the distinguished resource persons, chief guests, as well as the participants in this ATAL sponsored faculty development program on digital forensics in cybersecurity. This FDP is organized under the aegis of AICT Training and Learning Academy, which has been established to promote continuous professional development of the faculty members across the India. We are honored to host this program and contribute to the national mission of enhancing teaching, research, and innovation in emerging areas of technology. About this FDP, in this FDP on digital forensics in cybersecurity, it has been designed to provide some participant to comprehensive insights into a digital forensic tools, techniques, and methodologies, understanding of cybercrime investigation processes, evidence collections, and legal perspectives in cybersecurity, and giving an awareness of current challenges in cybersecurity, including incident response, threat intelligence, and compliance framework, and many more, and capacity building for faculty members especially. On this particular FDP, it is a renowned experts from academia and industries are invited as a resource persons on this particular day. At the outset, I would like to welcome chief guest of the today's program, Mr. Venkatesh L. Sharma, a security officer at Delta Exchange, Singapore, and he's a renowned ethical hacker. And on behalf of Arlos Institute of Engineering and Technology, I would like to warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you.
And also we have with us Dr. Manoj. He is a former Dean of Defense Engineering College, Ethiopia, and he is also a cyber security expert, and he is also with us as a guest of honor of today's inaugural function. I welcome you, sir. And also we have with us Mr. Mahesh Vastrath, Director of Agamya Cybertech Dharwad. He is also with us as a guest of honors today. I also welcome him for this particular inaugural function. Welcome, Mr. Mahesh, sir. And also, due to the, I also welcome Dr. Peter Fernandez, Principal of AIT Moodbidri. And due to the urgent meeting at university, he is not attending the online session nowadays. Now this particular, so on behalf of all, I would like to welcome our principal also. And also we have with us our faculty members and various participants of the various engineering colleges across the India. And moreover, I would like to welcome the 6 different resource persons. Mr. Samarth Bhaskar, Bhat, he would like to taking the first day sessions, the session 1 and 2 at 6:30 to 9 o'clock today. And also tomorrow, Mr. Bharat Kumarian will be handling 2 more sessions, session 3 and 4. Similarly, our chief guest of today's function, Mr. Venkatesh L. Sharma, is going to take the sessions on 7th January, that is 5th and 6th sessions. And also our guest of honor, Mr. Mahesh Vastrath, is going to take the session 8th, 7th and 8th on 8th January. And Mr. Shivaling Salaki is going to take the session of 9th. And also I'm also going to take the same day, the 10th session. And on the last day, it is going to start at 2:30 on Saturday. Mr. Kaushik GN is going to take the two different sessions, 11 and 12. And the 13th session will be handled by our co-coordinator, Dr. Aslam BN. And the main objectives here is to strengthen the faculty as expertise in digital forensics and cybersecurity. And it will bring the gap between academia, learning, and industry practices. Moreover, we are going to foster the collaborative research and innovation in cybersecurity education. We sincerely thank AICT ATAL Academy for sponsoring this FPP and providing a platform for this knowledge sharing in the skill enhancement. Once again, I would like to welcome all the participants, resource persons, and one and all once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Mrs. Deepika Kamath to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Venkatesh L. Sharma, for the evening to the participants.
Good evening to everyone. It's my privilege to introduce Venkatesh L. Sharma, cybersecurity researcher, ethical hacker, and security program leader with deep hands on experience in offensive security, national level cyber resilience initiatives, and cybersecurity education. With a career rooted in practical security research, Venkatesh has contributed to vulnerability discovery and responsible disclosure across multiple platforms, including nationally recognized advisories. His research work has been acknowledged through formal vulnerability identifiers and coordinated disclosures, reflecting a strong alignment with real world impact rather than theoretical security alone. Alongside research, he has been an active contributor to bug bounty and penetration testing programs, where his work spans application security, infrastructure weakness, and systemic risk identification. One of the defining milestones of his professional journey was his selection for national level critical information infrastructure testing exercise conducted under India's Apex Cyber Protection Framework. Beyond research and testing, Venkatesh has played a significant role in strengthening India's cybersecurity talent ecosystem. He has delivered numerous talks, workshops, and hands on training sessions for student, faculty members, and industry professionals. His sessions typically focus on applied security, penetration testing, vulnerability assessment, SOC operations, digital forensics, and real world attack simulation, bridging the gap between academic learning and operational security. His involvement with state level cybersecurity center of excellence and academic industry programs highlights his commitment to long-term ecosystem development rather than one of engagements. Professionally, Venkatesh also works within the industry as a security leader where he is responsible for securing production systems, building security processes, and aligning business operations with modern threat models. In parallel, he actively mentors upcoming security professionals and contributes to community driven cybersecurity learning initiatives. Today, Venkatesh L. Sharma stands at the intersection of research, national cyber defense, industry security, and education, bringing a rare blend of technical depth, real world credibility, and teaching clarity to every stage he steps onto. Please join me in welcoming our speaker, Venkatesh L. Sharma.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We are truly honored to have you with us, Mr. Venkatesh L. Sharma. Now, may I request you to address the gathering? Over to you, sir.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. So it's a true honor to be here, and with many such, like Mahesh, Manoj sir, and everyone. and also to the leadership of Alva's Institute, ATAL Academy, and the organization, organizing committee, and most importantly to the dedicated faculty members who have joined us for this particular event. And also we are meeting online, and I could say that we are using internet for a very innocent purpose, we could say. So if we think about this, right now there are many smart devices can be getting, hacked, and many countries are targeting other countries, and we are using internet for very innocent purpose of having a meeting. And also we can say our tax systems, power grids, medical records, and also medical devices which are operating in current multi-specialty hospitals are controlled through dashboards, IoT devices, and all that. And even current military operations, strategic communications, or any kind of communications which are very sensitive happen through internet itself. And as we have seen, a small glitch can render the whole country. As we have seen, CrowdStrike glitch rendered airports, traveling plans, everything rendered, useless. So we are depending too much on the digital infrastructure, and not just being happy about India getting digital, and we are being proud about having digital India, every record getting digital, but we are not giving that opportunity, or we are not caring about the security or defense of that digital infrastructure, which we are very happy about creating, or like being a part of that digital India initiative. And also this faculty development program is very important when we think about cybersecurity. Is not just an organizational responsibility, it is every individual's responsibility. As now totally everything of ours is digital, even ordering food, ordering clothes, everything we depend too much on that. And it is everyone's responsibility to be safe, not just thinking about organizations or countries or anything getting hacked. So it is even our responsibility to learn about cybersecurity and all that. And also there is a saying that in any defense system, the weakest link is the human element, which is controlling that defense system. So this program will not just help you understand technical lingo, which is around cybersecurity, and also it will create a mindset saying that how important is to understand every cybersecurity concepts, not just in terms of some organization or in terms of some product, in terms of individual cybersecurity learnings, which you have to take and use it every day. And also the way which we want to teach this or define it as, we would like to teach you offensive capabilities. So defensive mechanism will surround this offensive mechanism. So when you learn what are the ways people can attack you, you will obviously try to understand how to defend yourself for that attack. So that is the approach which we want to take through offensive, making you understand how any offensive or attacks can happen. And then is the importance of teachers. So why we choose not to first go with the faculty finishing school program, or like go with the students first. So we are coming and handling faculty development first, because the students are future of the country, but the teachers are the architects who develop that skill set or anything in the students. And also the spark is missing in the students. So we feel that teachers are the people who will, or who must ignite that spark in students about cybersecurity. So that is the reason we are trying to come talk to you people, discuss with you people, make you understand the cybersecurity things, and also try to make you understand where we are lacking as a country. Not just, I'm not talking in an individual basis, I'm talking in terms of country, nation, and even a small glitch, or if some attackers or some country succeed in breaching our or attacking our power grids, that could be end of our nation. So we have to protect every single thing. We need defenders. We need more people into cybersecurity, more people into cybersecurity research, and like the curiosity. We need the curiosity. We need the research to be done, and that is where you know India is lacking in terms of cybersecurity. And also, like we'll try to be very subtle, and we'll not touch on the higher notes or higher ends of the concept. We'll try to start from very basic things, and we would want we would require more interaction it is, and more interesting it will be to continue the session. I think today's session Samarth will be handling. Is a very good friend and very knowledgeable person, and that's it. I mean, like, digital India, we need to make it more powerful and unshakable. So we learn, and we how much we ignite, how many students we teach more, we can expect more of the engineers or future engineers, more people will come into cybersecurity. So let us work together and make India digital safe, or we'll make a digital fortress for India. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your such valuable insights. Now we are privileged to have with us our guest of honor, Dr. Manoj VN, former Dean, Defense Engineering College, Ethiopia. Dr. Manoj VN is a professor in computer science and engineering with specialization in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and cryptography. He brings with him extensive experience in teaching, research, and mentoring, guiding students and professionals in advanced computing and information security domains. He is also the managing director of Dr. Manoj's Academy, Kerala, India, an institution dedicated to deliver high quality training programs in cybersecurity, AI, and cryptography. Through this initiative, he actively bridges the gap between academic learning and real world cybersecurity practices. Dr. Manoj VN has conducted numerous workshops, faculty development programs, and industry oriented courses, contributing significantly to capacity building among students and faculty members. His research interest focuses on cybersecurity education, secure systems design, and AI driven security solutions, and he actively contributes to curriculum development and digital security awareness programs. We are privileged to benefit from his knowledge, experience, and commitment to advancing cybersecurity education. I now invite Dr. Manoj VN to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for a nice introduction. Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Venkatesh Sharma, and in the absence of Principal of AIT, Dr. Peter Fernandez, FTP Coordinator, Dr. Manjunath Kotari, distinguished guest, dear faculty members, and good evening to everyone. It's a great privilege and a real pleasure to join you online during this inauguration session of this ATAL FTP on digital forensic and cybersecurity. I would like to sincerely congratulate Alvas Institute of Engineering and Technology for choosing such a timely and strategically important theme. We know today most cyber attacks do not begin with alarms or clear warnings. They don't even announce themselves loudly. They begin quietly with the small, almost invisible traces. It could be a suspicious log entry, maybe an unusual access pattern, or just a subtle change in system behavior. So cyber forensics teaches how to spot early warning signs, understand what they mean, and take action before the real damage begins. In the past, we usually treat digital forensic as a step that comes after an attack. But in modern cybersecurity, this is a way of thinking, because the whole thinking has greatly changed. And these days, cyber forensics helps us to find threats early. We watch for some unusual activity, analyze attack traces, connect small clues, and catch problems before they grow into a serious damage. So today, cyber forensics is not just about investigation anymore. It is also helps with prevention and early response. So if you put it simply, like cybersecurity is about blocking attacks, reducing risk, and staying resilient. Cyber forensic, on the other hand, is about understanding how attackers behave, how they probe system, and the pattern that tell us a threat is imminent. So when we combine them, they give us a defense strategy that predicts threats and which is again, most importantly, backed by evidence. And that is why this particular theme for this FTP is both technically sound and future oriented. For us as faculty members, this FTP is very special because it connects theory with the real world evidence. We have many experts with us for this program, and I'm sure it enables some case-based, lab-driven teaching. It opens new avenues for research in the field of digital forensic and incident response and threat intelligence. And more importantly, it empowers us to teach students how to think like analysts, not just how to use tools. And over the next few days, I would encourage all of you to focus on methodology and reasoning. Try to understand why a trace exists, not just how to extract it. And think about how these forensic concepts can be integrated into labs, converted into student projects, and maybe extended into meaningful research work. By organizing this FDP, Alva's Institute of Engineering and Technology is playing a very important role in bridging academy and industry, and in promoting, in applied cybersecurity education. Let me conclude this short speech with one simple thought. Cybersecurity is no longer just about reacting after an attack. It's about being alert, understanding early signals, and using cyber forensic to act before the situation escalates. So cyber forensic teaches us how to listen before it is too late. So thank you for your time. Wishing all the very best for this program, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving the gist of cybersecurity and telling our participants how they can incorporate this and how they can use this FDP by reasoning and methodologies. So now we have our another guest of honor, Mr. Mahesh Vastrada, Director, Agamya Cybertech Dharwad. I now invite Mrs. Vidya to introduce him to our gathering.
A very good evening to everyone present here. It is my privilege to introduce Mr. Mahesh Vastrad, the founder and managing director of Agamya Cybertech, a pioneering cybersecurity company in Karnataka. He is a highly respected cybersecurity professional with extensive experience in IT security, risk management, and auditing, and is widely recognized for his expertise in governance, risk, and compliance, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, ISO audits, and digital forensics. Mr. Mahesh Vastran holds prestigious certifications including ISO IEC 27001 2022 Lead Auditor, ISO 9001 2015 Lead Auditor, Certified Ethical Hacker, and Certified Information Systems Auditor. He also serves as a senior cybersecurity advisor and trainer, having conducted numerous workshops and awareness programs across Karnataka. Under his leadership, Agamya Cybertech has been recognized as the first cybersecurity company in Karnataka, delivering real-time security solutions guided by the motto, Smart Security for Smart People. The organization actively contributes to strengthening digital resilience through participation in cybersecurity summits, professional workshops, and specialized training programs for police and law enforcement agencies. Mr. Vastrad is a regular speaker at cybersecurity meetups, summits, and compliance workshops, and has been featured in podcasts and public events focusing on cybercrime awareness and prevention. He also works closely with government initiatives such as CysecK, Cybersecurity Karnataka, to promote cybersecurity awareness and training across the state. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Mahesh Vastrat.
May I now request Mr. Mahesh Vastras to address the gathering.
Sorry for disappointing you all. So I'm in the tenth place right now. It will give much time. Hello.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, no, audible?
Yeah, audible, sir. Audible. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm in the ninth place right now. Give much time. Thank you for the invitation.
I think not audible, I guess.
Okay, I think Mahesh Vastrad is a little busy with his work. So moving forward, as we have approached to the conclusion of the inaugural session, I invite Dr. Aslam B. Nandyal, the co-coordinator, to propose the vote of thanks.
A very good evening, one and all. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to thank the chief guest of today's inaugural session for ATAL sponsored FDP on digital forensics and cybersecurity, Mr. Venkatesh Sharma sir. I would like to thank you wholeheartedly on behalf of Alva's Institute of Engineering and Technology, sir, for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest for today's inaugural session and being a constant guide and support for each and every small or every other event, whatever is however possible. You've been guiding us. I wholeheartedly thank you, sir. And I also take this opportunity to thank today's guest of honor, Dr. Manoj VN, former Dean, Defense Engineering College, Utopia. I wholeheartedly thank you on behalf of Alva's Institute of Engineering and Technology, sir, for sharing this valuable insights and your knowledge on this particular topic today. And I'd like to also thank Mr. Mahesh Vastrad, the director of Agamya Cybertech, Dharwad. And since he was busy, but still, I would like to thank him for his presence in this inaugural session. And even in absence, I would like to thank the presidents of today's inaugural session, Dr. Peter Fernandez, Principal, Alva's Institute of Engineering and Technology. I wholeheartedly thank him as well. And I would like to thank our FTP coordinator and professor and head of the department of our CSE, Alva's Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Manjunath Kotari, sir. And I would like to thank all the resource persons who have joined this for today's inaugural session. Mr. Samarth, Bhaskar Bhat, Director of ReInfoSce, Mysore, Karnataka, and Mr. Bharat Kumar N, who's a security consultant, and again Mahesh Vastra sir, and Mr. Shivling Salaki also, and Kaushik GN, and all the other faculty members who have played a key role in inaugurating, not only inaugurating, but conducting and organizing this online FDP on digital forensics. And I would like to thank all the participants who have taken this opportunity and made sure like you are participating in such a valuable topic and trying to learn new things and try to inculcate this and progress that forward towards our students. So I wholeheartedly thank each and everyone, all the participants and all the faculty members who have taken keen interest in attending this particular session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. With this, we come to the end of inauguration ceremony. We hope the ATAL sponsored FDP on digital forensics in cybersecurity will be enriching and rewarding experiences for everyone here. Thank you. Now we would shortly begin with the first session of the day, by Mr. Samarth Bhaskar Bhat, Director at ReInfoSce, Mysore. So to begin with the Samarth Bhaskar Bhat, he is a cybersecurity leader and technical director at ReInfoSec, specializing in hardware security, electronic warfare, and forensic consultancy with over 7 years of experience in information security, telecom software development, and embedded systems. Mr. Bhatt has conducted more than 50 security audits across critical sectors, including banking, finance, insurance, trading, and e commerce. His expertise spans hardware security, electronic warfare, signal intelligence, wireless protocol reversing, and cyber forensics. He has served as an expert witness in cybercrime investigations, supporting law enforcement agencies, and has collaborated with the police academics to deliver specialized training in cyber forensics. His work has also been showcased at international cybersecurity conferences, including Black Hat Middle East and Africa, where he presented on advanced topics in electronic warfare and signal security. Mr. Bhatt is widely respected for bridging academic research, industry practice, and law enforcement needs, and for advancing reverse engineering methodologies and forensic readiness in critical infrastructure. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Samarth Bhaskar Bhatt, a distinguished cybersecurity leader and technical director dedicated to strengthening India's cyber defense ecosystem. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Over
sir.
to
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir. So over to you,
Just
sir.
a just a request. I have joined through another system as well called Manideep, Garipalli Manideep. So I would require screen sharing and access to that.
Okay. I think some Samarth is there. That is why
Yeah,
I just
Samarth,
made.
that is one account. I'll
Okay.
be showing the demo through Garipalli Manideep.
Okay.
There is one
Okay.
system.
What is
Yeah,
that, sir? Can you?
yeah. I'm just typing it out in the chat section.
Okay. Or you can just make a raise hand with that account, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I just raised my hand.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now you're accessible, right? Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm just sharing my screen. Hope my screen is visible and I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good evening to all. It's always a great pleasure to collaborate with Alwas Institute as well as Kotari sir, as well as it's very excited to see Venkatesh as well as Mahesh, every one of us, where we look into each other at least every week once in our domain. So, speaking on the topic of today, there is on introduction on cybersecurity on the CIA triad. Why cybersecurity? So that why is it an essential? So here is the first question which comes to our mind, anybody's mind, is cyber security from what? When we answer, what would be the answer for this particular question? Why do you require cyber security? Can anyone answer? You can just unmute yourself or even enter it in the chat section as well. Any answers? Why do we require cybersecurity? Or security from what? You can either unmute yourself or even enter it in the chat sections as well. Let's have an interactive session so that.
Yeah, now I made option for the unmute for all. Now they can try that.
Yeah, please.
Sir, securing data from unauthorized persons.
Unauthorized persons. So unauthorized persons or unauthorized access. But if I ask you the question, what would be the proof that unauthorized access is taking place? What would be the answer, sir? How do we believe that unauthorized access is taking place anywhere? How do we
Yeah,
answer
sir,
the question?
your question is not so clear, sir.
My question is, you mentioned cybersecurity from unauthorized access or
Yeah, sir.
unauthorized persons accessing it.
Unauthorized person.
Yeah. My question is, where is unauthorized access happening? Is it really true that unauthorized accesses are taking place? How do we believe
Yes,
that?
sir. It is taking place, sir.
What is the
In
proof?
our confidential data can be accessed by someone, sir.
Example, sir. What is the proof?
In banking sectors.
Example again, sir. Let us be very much specific again. Banking, which banking sector, which confidential information is being unauthorizedly accessed?
If we know their user IDs like authentications data, such as their user IDs as password, if you know, so we can be access their confidential data, sir. It should be there in
Example, sir.
anywhere.
Example, any kind of basically, if it even if you go for online banking or anything, even if you know the username today, there is an OTP. There is no unauthorized access which can take place there. How do we prove that unauthorized accesses are taking place?
Yeah, I agree. It is OTP was there, sir. But some places OTP was not there. That places we can be considered, sir. We can be access their
Again, that
data.
is again that will be with the participation of the user itself. Without the participation of user, can we get unauthorized access?
It is somewhat difficult, sir.
Yeah, it is almost impossible itself, more than difficult if we could say. So what will be the proof that how can is unauthorized access taking place really? Is hacking taking place really anywhere in the world? How do we answer this question? Because the very first thing for a now for a engineering students or beginners, anybody is they are just like nothing but kids where we are teaching them ABCD. So here also in cybersecurity, the very first question comes into their mind or anybody's mind is, where is hacking taking place? What is the proof that hacking takes place? Are we really in an illusion or a myth saying that hacking is taking place somewhere? How do we make sure that, or how do we answer this question? Because without answering this question, we can't proceed further.
Sir, can we take example of the generally we have seen that many of the people get OTP or something like that, the data which we do not need to share. So like example, RBI used to share that, right? Do not share your OTP with anyone. But sometimes because people are not aware about this situation, they share the OTP and they found that the amount is deducted from their bank account. This is one of the example. Again, I have not, I have not seen in nearby my friends, or you can say they're nearby, but most of the cases I have heard based on the either online or some newspaper, and based on that I'm saying that this is one of the scenario where you can say that the data can be, or I mean your amount or bank will be compromised.
Compromise again, that is
Good,
with our
good evening, sir.
participation.
I like to give the answer for this question.
Sure, ma'am, please.
Uh, Actually, whenever we are going outside to our home, we are having the very much security system for our house. We are closing the window. We are having the locker system. All these things. So means all the entry points should be closed. so that no one thief can enter into my house in my absence. In same way, if you are any processing is open, means actually any port is open, then that particular hacker can enter into your system, and that particular entry point is the means chance to
Source
hacker to stole your any information or any means entry into your particular system.
Okay, right, absolutely. But my again question is, how do we make these claims? What is the proof for this? Can they really access through ports? Again, have they done it prior, or is it doable? That is one thing. Proof. Or second thing, in terms of OTP we are getting or people getting, that is again a kind of fraud. That is due to probably we are unaware of the situation and we participate in it. Without our participation, can hacking take place? That is the first thing. And second thing is, even if it is taking place, what is the proof? Other than, yes, if ports are open, it can be accessed. But again, what is the proof? Where is that happened? So how do we answer the question? Is hacking the how do we answer the statement saying that hacking is something reality, or is it a myth?
Most of the hacking happens due to the firewalls and lack of firewalls and encryption.
Example again, sir. I would ask you proof. Since we are all from science backgrounds and especially engineers, we will have to speak with proofs. Without proofs, we can't answer any kind of these kind of statements. So I'm just interested in, or I'm just looking for an answer. Where is the proof that hacking is taking place? For
So
example,
your
if I say
mobile phone
core,
get hacked,
example, ma'am, which mobile phone, where, whose mobile
means
phone?
you are not doing any transaction, still your money get deducted from your account, and you are getting the message that key your amount is deducted. And if you are having awareness about your all the bank balance, definitely you can recognize that this transaction is not done by me, even if I
Example,
have not shared any OTP.
example again, I would ask which bank accounts, whose any bank account without the
Unauthorized login, sir.
person's participation can that happen practically, or have any one of you experienced? That is what I'm trying to understand. Yes.
One of the case happened with my personally with me. My backup drive was encrypted with, I think there is some kind of ransomware kind of attack is happened, and my data is encrypted. I'm not able to open that data. This is the one of the case which I happened with me in the past, before 4 or 5 years before.
Okay.
Can
So
you consider
what was
this
the
as a
Hello.
source, sir?
case? Sorry.
Hello, sir.
What was the
One
source, sir?
again, one real time example I like to share. One of my friend book Ola, and that particular Ola person is saying that, "Ki madam, your booking get cancelled. Can you please check your balance?" And that
Okay.
person is asking to share the screen and
Okay.
saying that, "Ki please transfer me 1 rupee so that I can, because your booking get cancelled due to the insufficient
Correct.
balance in your." So
Correct.
that particular, and after that, that particular my staff member is not able to operate or any assess the particular mobile contact also to call anyone to complain to that cyber cell or anything. The particular control of that mobile phone is taken by that particular person by saying
Correct.
these three.
But yes, my question is, yes, you people are, I am asking, without the participation of the person, is it possible? First thing, when we say unauthorized, here we are authorizing. If anyone is sending OTP or anything, we are authorizing that person. We are not aware of that they are taking the authority, but we are authorizing them. Now, one of the sirs shared your experience saying that there was a ransomware attack. Again, my question is, which ransomware attack and who did it? Was there any information, sir? Or it could be even a technical glitch. How would you answer that question?
I don't know anything about that, but my data is
Okay.
encrypted. I'm not able to access it. That is what.
Access it. Yeah. So that is the problem. Yes, problem is definitely there. I'm not denying with that part. But my question is it really hacking, or is it a technical bug, or is it due to our unawareness that we get a victim of frauds? How do we answer the question? Can hacking take place? First thing is, what do we mean by
So
hacking? For example,
totally,
unauthorized access.
totally, cyber attack is totally depends upon the psychology of the human being and unawareness of that particular person who get attacked. Cyber psychology ki that hackers know that ki, your password starting with your name, your pet name, your spouse name, all these things. So firstly, they
How will they
try to
know?
crack your password.
How will they know that?
So definitely they are phishing attack. They will find out and firstly they can
Again, phishing without participation, how will they get to know? Phishing again requires a participation. I agree with your what you are telling out, ma'am. Everything, yes, I'm not denying that it's not happening. But my question is, first thing is we'll have to differentiate on three things. The first thing is one is being victims of cyber crimes. Yes, there are cyber crimes happening. These are all cyber crimes, getting frauds or getting an OTP or giving our phone access or anything. This is undeniable. This has been experienced everywhere. We have seen it out. But when we say on hacking, the usual definitions are breaking passwords, stealing credentials, unauthorized access. Can these three things really take place? First thing, that is scientifically, is it possible? Second thing is, if it is scientifically possible, what is the proof? It is just like me asking, is COVID real? If it is real, where has it been taken place? So we can answer the question just like, yes, COVID was real. We have seen the experiences, we have seen the patients, we have seen the victims. We ourselves were the victims. Similar way, when we define on hacking, hacking is something breaking passwords, stealing credentials, or unauthorized access. How do we prove that yes, hacking is taking place even at this moment also? Somewhere, one or the other places, there is hacking taking place. How do we answer? Is there a scenario like this, or is it just like only meant for with just where we get frauded? That our participation takes place. Someone calls, someone sends a phishing link, someone asks us OTP, is it only meant for that? If that was the case, can other than individually, can institutions get hacked? When I say institutions, it may be government, it may be private. If it is getting hacked, what is the proof? So the basic bottom line of the question is, what is the proof that hacking is taking place?
you cannot able to assess your regular activity on server or any your terminal or anything.
So if we
Or
do the, if we
suddenly your
say this
system gets
statement,
shut down.
yes, I beg to differ on this, ma'am. If we say the statement, we are no more science background students. We have to speak anything with facts. When we say facts, there should be test cases, there should be scenarios, there should be proof of concepts. So to answer this question, whether hacking is
Sir,
a
good evening.
reality. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Please.
I would like to cite an example of Target Corporation. It was
Sure,
hacked
ma'am.
in 2013. Actually, attackers sent a phishing mail and then their very important data got hacked. I mean, lost, taken by those hackers. And later, the impact was very significant.
Again, what is the proof of this, ma'am?
Actually, the
Sir,
court cases and those things were there
Which court case?
during that time. Sorry?
Which court case?
I mean, I really don't know that much, but I have heard
This
about
is
this much.
this is one of the things which I was expecting. We are very much so much exposed to the social media that whatever comes in social media or whatever is being shown in social media, we consider it as something true. There.
Okay.
Now, since we are from science background, we are from engineering background, we have very easy ways to verify it because we know the art of it. We are dealing with it there. So here,
Good evening,
my
sir.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, some 3 years back, our university website has hacked, and
Okay.
inside a web page, there was a message saying that, but the data was not what is that? The data was not disturbed, but there was a message saying that some Muslim organization has done this.
Okay, this makes
There
sense.
was
This is a proof.
one, yeah, there was one web page, not the outside one, but if you click on a particular page, that I mean, not any page, any link, if you click, that was going to that particular page, which was saying that your website is hacked.
Correct. So this
This was
makes sense
2-3
again.
years back. Yeah.
Yes, this makes sense.
Sir,
I can
sir,
believe
good evening,
you.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, the financial, the messages with respect to banking sector, the variations in the balance in the credit card, that is also one of the proof.
No, that is as I said, cyber crimes are taking place. I am telling, without participation, can they do it out? When we say unauthorized access means, now, for example, you have a bank account there.
Okay.
With you have, no one has contacted, no one has even asked you any information. You have not even entered any information. Can they still touch your bank accounts?
So, but
and take out the
sometimes
money?
a bank, the chatbot system can hack it, sir. Chatbot system.
Again,
or
what is
some
the proof,
voting,
sir? What is the proof?
voting systems.
Yes, what is the proof again?
The balance
Now,
balance in the account total. Suppose
no balance
the
in the
credit card.
account. Again, I'm asking, what is the proof? This can be a possibility. What you are mentioning, I am asking now. For example, yes, a human body is exposed. It has disease or not, secondary. Whether it is affected or not is one thing which we have to prove. So here also, yes, if bank accounts are being hacked, is it due to the chatbot? Is there any proven theory? Is there a testimony? Is there a proof of concept? That is my question. So when we are answering anyone, when we are explaining students also, the straight question from student point of view will be, is hacking something real? As we cannot see it in our daily life. If COVID is real, yes, COVID or any other diseases, yes, it is very much evidently visible. Similar way, when we are teaching students on cybersecurity, we have to showcase hacking. That is one way, or else we'll have to prove them hacking is existing. Now, how do we prove it? First thing is, anything which comes on social media, we can't believe it out. It may be any multinational corporations, including Microsoft also. What they have come, we can't believe them. It is not trustable. There, then how can we trust it out? This is where the question arises out. We have to become again a bit of digitally literates. Now, to answer this question, is hacking something real or myth? So we'll have to answer it with proof of concept. If I say hacking is possible, unauthorized access taking place, I have to show some proofs there, either by performing or whether if there is any examples which has been already performed. So we have a source where we consider for this kind of questions. The first thing is a website called CVE Details. I think most of you are aware. Those who are not aware, I'm just walking through it out. So CVE Details is a website where we consider it as a source. Now again, it has been again under debate because this has been funded by NIST. Again, NIST is again funded by USA. Now Trump has stopped the funding for NIST. How do we trust it? That is again a debatable one. But at least till now, we are considering this as the CVE Details. We take oath on every vulnerability based on this particular website itself, the industry people. Now, what does this? Why do we consider this as source? Now, this is a website which is contributed by research engineers, tech engineers, law enforcement agencies, students, faculties, anybody. Now, what do we mean by contributions? When I say contributions, you take any product in the world, any companies, any kind of product, that product is already tested and hacked and shown here with proof of concept papers, where step by step procedure is being shown where it can be replicated. For example, at the left hand side column, I have a column called products. When I get into this column called products, here you can enter any product name. For example, I'm gonna enter Windows 11 as I'm using it out, and I'll click on search. So I get a result saying that Windows 11 has 581 vulnerabilities, which means on today's date, that is on January 5th, 2026, there are 581 vulnerabilities in Windows 11. Now, again, the question comes out, how do we believe this? Just because Microsoft said it, can we believe it out? Or just because this website said it, can we believe it out? We are again from science background. We'll have to question it. We'll have to see it until the demonstration is doable by us or by anybody else. Then only it is called as a science. So if you click on this 581 number, you will get all the papers associated with it, all the 581 vulnerabilities with step-by-step procedures with the authors. This is where the ID is given. Oh, this is the vulnerability. This is how it was exploited. Just for example, I think one of the sirs shared his experience saying that a ransomware attack has taken place. Now, to say that it is a ransomware, there are certain criteria. There is CVE ID. Once if that only the criteria matches, then we can say it is a ransomware attack. Or else it can be a bug also. Or it may be a technical glitch. Or it may be a functioning point of view also. It can be some problems. So when we are answering on anything is hackable or not, you take any product in the world, end of the day, if you put it in this particular website, it will show with vulnerabilities, which is easily replicable. And if you find it challenging, you can challenge the paper also and also prove it out. So the numbers, that's why it keeps on changing out. So this is the proof to say that hacking is real. When I say real, it means it is applicable universally across the globe at every point of time on every products, not under one circumstance or one. It's not like a magic show where it is shown with a secret hidden, then it is considered as a miracle. Once the secret is revealed, it is considered as a normal activity. Not here. It is completely a universally applicable to all the products in the world. So now this is the proven fact. This is where we can tell students that yes, tomorrow you are working on any technology, any product, you will have to learn cybersecurity, because you take any product in today's era, there is hacking possible. Every product is just like a human body. When I say human body, is there any human body which is free of diseases? Can there be any human body which is free of diseases? Practically not possible at all. Every human body suffers from common cold to corona to cancer, one or the other diseases. Similar way, every product will have one or the other vulnerabilities. Those vulnerabilities are classified from into 4 types as low, medium, high, and critical, with a scoring system from 0 to 9 as shown in the screen, starting with parrot green to dark red color. So these vulnerabilities are classified into 4 types based on its severity. When I say severity, it is on impact. Cybersecurity person's job role is just like a doctor's job role. What will be a doctor's job role? Basically, a doctor will be, primary function of a doctor is to diagnose the human body and find the health status. Similar way, when a product is developed, any kind of product, when it is developed, it is brought to the cybersecurity team or cybersecurity persons purview scrutiny. So these persons will find out the vulnerabilities and tell the status whether it is free from vulnerabilities or how free from it. There is no one product which is free of vulnerabilities. Every product will have one or the other vulnerabilities from 0 to 9 with scoring system called CVE. Here. Now coming to the question, a simple question. Which is the safest operating system? And please, when you're answering it out, please answer with some proof of concepts. Which is the safest operating system? Or which is the secure operating system?
Linux.
Again, what is the proof, man?
Kali Linux.
What is the proof?
Virus detection is more in that particular Linux system as compared to Windows.
How do we say that virus detection happens in Linux and not in Windows?
So there is
Any
a one
proof?
my self own experience is that one of my pen drive is not opening in the window desktop, but it is opening in the Linux operating system.
That is due to format issue, the format of file systems. So
Sir,
how do we
operating system
consider?
is
No, here
operating
the
systems
question
are
is on security, not on user friendliness or whether the file opens or not. The question is whether which system is secure. So how do we measure it out? Which operating system is secure?
To access any data in any operating system, if it requires a credentials, we can consider that this is an
considering that
secure
which operating system is the secure, or the
Linux
operating
is there, Mac is there.
How do we say that? How do we say that both are the same?
Both are the same, sir. But when we consider Mac, we can say see the less vulnerabilities in the Mac operating system.
Correct. How much vulnerabilities?
That's the
my
measurement
question.
that how much it's secure.
Yeah. So based on the vulnerabilities. So now if we take a, let's do a small activity. You can do it parallelly with me itself. Let me open it out. So many of you mentioned that basically Linux is secure or Mac is secure. Let us see if Linux or Mac is really secure or not. So first we saw Windows. Windows is definitely vulnerable. That is with 581 vulnerabilities. Similar way, we'll have to check for other operating systems. So there are 1 million operating systems in the world. Let's take as of now only 4. Windows 11, Android, iOS, and Ubuntu Linux. Let me start one by one. So starting with Ubuntu. So if I see Ubuntu Linux as an OS category, it has 4107 vulnerabilities. 4107. Similar way, let me check for Android. You can parallelly do it with me. So when I click on Android as an operating system, here I have 7890, that is 7890 vulnerabilities. Similar way for iOS. When I say iOS as an OS, 618. So right now we have some data. Based on this data, we can conclude it out. So if you look into this data, can you please tell me, or anyone please tell me, which is the safest operating system among the 4, Windows 11, Android, iOS, and Ubuntu?
It seems Windows.
Yes, it's in. And what is the logic here?
The number of vulnerabilities in that
Number of
operating system.
vulnerabilities. So this makes sense as presenting it as a proof, because all these has paper backed up. So just if you go and enter it in Google or ChatGPT, it will give you a vague wrong answers, because it is also fed with all these kind of wrong informations. So when ChatGPT or Google, when we are using, we'll have to make sure that what is the source and what is the last point of proof where we can consider it as an, where it qualifies it as an answer. So now if you look into it, many of you mentioned me Mac is the secure. None of you mentioned me Windows is secure. So if you look into this logic, Windows 11 is secure. Yeah. So we will have to be very much sure on this part. So if any news comes into picture saying that this particular product got hacked or this particular company got hacked, how do we verify that that news is genuine?
Through CVE details.
Yes. The very first straight question to be shot is, what is the CVE details? So if there is no CVE details, we cannot conclude it whether it was hacked or not. It is just like saying a person is dead. But if you ask the reason, what was the person dead, whether through cancer or whether through any kind of disease, there will be a medical report backing to it. If there is no medical report, we can't believe any kind of news. Similar way here also. So when we say if anything is being hacked, we will have to look with the CVE IDs here. Now, this is one way of interpreting the product security. Similar way, now at the same time, I mentioned now Google or ChatGPT was wrong. Now I'll put the same question in a different way. Again, I'll ask the same question. Please think about it. Can this be interpreted in a different way? Which is the safest operating system among the 4? Again, looking at the screen. Try if you can interpret the result in a different way. Which is the safest operating system among the 4 above?
Windows now.
Yes. So the logic is again the same. So let's take a different example. I hope all of you watch cricket or all of you are aware of cricket. Let's take any two players. For example, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. Consider both of them are undergoing for fitness test. One of them will be selected for the World Cup. There. So there is 15 parameters to conclude a person is fit or not. Assume both undergo the fitness test. So Rohit Sharma comes out of 15, 14 is considered with certain problems like joint pains or one or the other. It doesn't match the fitness. Whereas Virat Kohli is found that all the 14 is perfectly fine. There is no weakness or nothing in the human body. But in the 15th column, he is diagnosed with cancer. So then who will be considered as the fittest person?
Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma. Here the logic is basically the criticality. So here also, when we are answering which is the safest operating system, we will have to look for critical vulnerabilities. As I said, vulnerabilities are plenty. There is no product without vulnerabilities. Which are the critical vulnerabilities? Now, what do we mean by this critical or low? That we need to understand. In a simple sense, if you have to say, as I said, cybersecurity person's job role is just like a doctor's job role. Imagine a doctor is diagnosing a patient. A patient is diagnosed with common cold. What will be the doctor's suggestion? Doctor will tell it's a temporary phase. You can tolerate it. It's not a threat to your life. So such vulnerabilities are called as low and medium vulnerabilities. If you can see here from 0 to 5, which means these are the vulnerabilities which will not compromise the product. Now, similar way, just imagine if the doctor is treating a patient with cancer, what will be the doctor's suggestion? Doctor will tell it's a threat to your life, get admitted immediately, chemotherapy has to be started. Similar way, here are also such vulnerabilities are called as critical vulnerabilities. So when the vulnerabilities are being detected, it is being sent to the decision makers, the CEO or CTO or any CXOs. So they will take a call on which vulnerabilities has to be patched up. Usually, most often it is compromised vulnerabilities, that is critical vulnerabilities. So whenever we say this product has so many vulnerabilities, the next question should be how much of this is critical. In a way, again, Google is also right, or ChatGPT is also right, or even you people were right, mentioning iOS is the safest or Ubuntu is the safest because the critical vulnerabilities would be low. Again, this has to be analyzed. So this is how we come to a conclusion that whether anything is hackable or not, or is hacking something real or not. So we have answered a question saying that hacking is something real. Now, similar way to understand any subject in science, we'll have to understand or we have to answer 5 basic questions. Without answering these 5 basic questions, if we proceed out further, we will land up in a mess. We will not get a complete clarity on the subject. This is the biggest problem even in our engineering also. Without answering the first 5 questions, what are the first 5 fundamental questions? Very simple: who, how, what, where, and when. If we answer this in a particular order, there is no point that we can get a confusion at any point of time in the any kind of subjects. So, coming to the question now, we have answered the question hacking is something real. It is definitely not a myth. Why? Because we have certain proof. The immediate question which comes into mind, just like saying COVID is real, because we saw people getting affected. The next very human tendency, the very first question which comes into mind is then how do we define or what is hacking or what is COVID? Similar way, what is hacking? So, any answers on telling how do we define hacking? What is hacking?
To connect something in unauthorized way.
To connect in unauthorized way. Other than that, yes, that's also a right answer. Unauthorized access.
System is compromised due to some vulnerability.
Yes.
System is compromised. Yes, definitely stealing credentials, unauthorized access, or password cracking. Unfortunately, we have a very bad reputation in our society saying that a hacker does only these things. He or she will be only breaking passwords, stealing credentials, or unauthorized access. It is just like saying, who is a doctor? A doctor is a person who will cut the human organs, who will cut throat. But that's not true again. It's not appropriate, though it is right. Similar way is hacking. When we say hacking, there is no universal definition which is defined by any body where we can accept it out. So based on characteristics, we will have to define it. So how do we define it out? We have to have a clarity on the misconceptions and the conceptions here. So what do we mean by the misconceptions? The misconceptions are nothing but like breaking passwords, stealing credentials, unauthorized access. These are all true. It is not false, but this is not equated to hacking. It is just like saying what is cricket, and if the answer is hitting six is cricket, will it be a right answer? Cricket involves batting, bowling, wicket keeping, umpiring, lot of things. Similar way, hacking involves lot of things. So, how do we define hacking then? In a brief one. So, the very first thing is we'll have to consider is coding. So, what do we mean by coding is we teach students programming. Students have to code on themselves. What is the difference between programming and coding? Can anyone tell me? Is there a difference between programming and coding? So usually during recruitments, students are being asked with to write a simple hello world programs of whichever programs they have learned. It may be C, C++ or anything. It has been found that at least in 95% of the cases, not only in Bangalore alone, in entire India, including the Institute of Eminences also, the IITs also. The here is what the
I
5%
think
difference makes out.
coding.
What is the difference? What the difference makes out is
I think coding
people.
is a human made and programming is machine made, maybe.
Uh, Not exactly, ma'am. Both are actually human made itself. Nothing like machine made. Machine is also doing it out. That's a different one here. But
It's a human
simple
logic
way
maybe.
of simple way of telling coding is that's what programming in standards. We can equate it as coding. Now, what do we mean by standards? For example, as I said, in recruitments, they are asked with simple hello world programs. The people who write it with standards are selected or with a higher package. The people who writes it in a normal way will get rejected or with gets placed with a lower package. Now what are standards? Standards are nothing but a style of writing a program in such a way the program becomes more efficient and gets compiled in most of the compilers. So what do we mean by coding? Is programming is simple. If I write something in a paper and give it to anyone, just understanding the syntax, understanding the mathematical operation, understanding the engineering workflow is called programming. That is what is being taught from your end to the students. But students need to understand that they'll have to know how to solve the problem statements with their own code by applying these logics. So that is what makes
So
a coder.
can can
Yes,
we
coming
say
on that.
optimized coding is programming? Can we say in that way?
Optimized programming can be
Coding.
said as coding.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah. There. So now, how do anyone learn it out? Is it any rocket science? See, first thing is hacking is purely science. Why do we consider it as a science, not an art? And biggest misconception is people think hacking is an art. If it was an art, we should have taught this to BA humanity people, not for engineering students. What does how does any activity differentiate itself from science and arts? How do we differentiate anything as a science? Can anyone answer me that? That is the answer for this.
Science has some concepts and can be proved.
Arts also has the same concepts and it can be proved as well. What is the one golden standards which differentiates from arts and science? The
Science
only
having
golden
logic, sir.
sorry, ma'am?
Logic.
Logic, even arts
Science
also
having
has, ma'am.
logic.
Arts also carries logic. Singing, dancing, everything has a logic.
Is it hypothesis, sir?
Hypothesis, no, ma'am. Even I mean, in that case, art will have more hypothesis.
So in science, the things are true because it is means possible in all the situation.
Example, sir?
Uh,
Lot of things are not yet proved in science also, sir.
because in arts we can say it's an imaginary thing. Imaginary things
Example,
are
sir? Example.
like someone is designing some portrait. So sometimes it may possible that he has not even seen that particular thing. But in science, we need to prove everything through
Not
practicals.
necessary, sir. Science also, even anything, any invention which was taken, it was imagined only.
So arts is an expression of emotion something, and science is a knowledge or something like that.
Science is also emotions, ma'am. Medical operations are done with emotions again.
Sir, can
we
we
can
say that
have,
science deals with the
any
study
real
of
world problem
nature
can be
to
modeled.
experience?
Any
Sir,
real world problem can have a mathematical model.
Sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
You can.
Science is a application, sir. Applying the theorems, whereas arts is a rules.
Sir, science actually tells us how does it work, a particular experiment or a particular study. Whereas when we talk about arts, we say how it matters or does it matter.
Again, please give me with a demo.
Practical.
You can have an enhancement
Practical
in
and
science.
theoretical.
Theory both has theory, both has practical.
We can have an enhancement. Okay.
Prove with the practical values only in science.
Yeah, even science, arts also, it has to be proved with practical, singing or dancing or painting. Okay,
So we
simple
can't
way.
imagine in science.
We can imagine, sir. Even the light or radio waves, everything was imagined.
Yeah, that's when it's true, it will come to science.
So only in imaginary state it is called as arts, and when it is proved, is it called as science?
Yeah.
Then singing, is it considered as science or an art? So the golden standards only to consider anything as science or an art is simple thing. In science, the results are definite if anyone does it out, irrespective of who it is. For example, if I do a mathematical operation 1 plus 1, the result is 2. If anyone does the same operation, the result is the same. That makes it as science, the certainty. If it is uncertain, for example, if I start singing, it may be melodious. If other person starts singing, it may be atrocious. So that is what makes it art. The golden standard is certainty. So why did I bring the science and art concept? Is hacking a science or an art? It's purely science. Because if anyone does the same coding, does the same principles, it will be the same results obtained. There is no results will never vary. So that's why we consider it as science. Now, how do we teach the students, or how do we convey this to students, or how do we convey anyone ourselves also? How do we become a coder? There are websites like geeksforgeeks.org and Lead Code. There is for every program language, it may be C, C++, Java, ASP.NET, anything. There is a column called Learn C in Standards, Learn C++ in Standards. So every day, 30 to 40 minutes, 60 days, one exercise each. If it is done, anyone can become a decent coder. That is what is being differentiated between coders and programmers. So that's the first necessary criteria when we are differentiating between hackers. Then the second thing is scripting. When I say scripting means automating multiple programs. For example, if I have 100 mathematical operations to be performed, it is like C equals to A plus B, C equals to A minus B. I have 100 operations like this. So if I start performing and coding for each one, by the time I get results, it will be time consumption. So when I'm doing hacking also, if I have 100 IPs and I'll have to test one IP which I don't know which it is, if I do trial and error, each and every IP, it will be time consuming. So if I write a script instead of that, it can do automatically parallelly. So that is called automating. So this is a necessary skill set which has to be cultivated. So that is the scripting part. Then the last one which we can consider it as is manipulating. What do we mean by manipulating or manipulation? Every product has a business logic. For example, Instagram. Instagram's business logic is if we enter the true username and true password, we will get the access. So that's the business logic. End of the day, in the back end, there is a mathematical equation for it. Now, in mathematical equations, it's not, we all know that not necessarily is 2 plus 2 is only 4. Even 0 plus 4 is also 4. 1 plus 3 is also 4. Multiple ways there are way. So if we are able to manipulate the equation without affecting the output, then it is considered as hacking. So these are the three definitions or the keywords where we can consider for hacking here. So now we answered two questions. Is hacking something real and what is hacking? The very next normal human tendency, what should be the question? We got to know COVID is real and we got to know what is COVID. It's a deadly disease. What is the immediate next question which comes into mind?
How to cure?
Again, this is the biggest problem in our humans is we directly go to how without answering other questions. Without understanding the problem, if we go to how, we will definitely not have a clarity on the subject. So how will be the last part or the last question in cybersecurity?
What is the severity
What's the
of that?
solution?
Solution is only how. Again, I'm asking on the 5 fundamental questions. We have to always remember the questions who, how, what, where, and when. So what is answered? What is the next question? Just take yourself when COVID was affected, what happened? What is the questions which we answered? That is the simplest way. First, we got to know COVID is real. Then we understood COVID is a deadly disease.
How to prevent?
You are trying to understand the source.
Considering
From
yes,
where,
source. Where is it
from whose
exactly? Where?
Yeah,
So we
from
have
whom we
answered the
got this.
question. Yeah, where and who. So we have answered the
Yeah.
question where because it's everywhere, every product in CV details. Here. Now we have to consider who are these people or who are hackers. My simple question is how do we identify or how do we recognize anyone as a hacker? If anyone comes and says with a profile saying that I am so and so, I have done so many projects and I'm an expert in hacking, how will we believe them?
Depend upon source.
What do we mean by source again?
Where it's come, who it's come, and when it's come.
Yeah,
Right?
now the main question is I'm right away putting it out. If you were in the position, how will you accept a person as a hacker? Considering you're a layman. How do we identify hackers? Now, this is one of the biggest important question which everyone should be aware of is every street today has self-proclaimed hackers, which means they call themselves as hackers. Since we don't know the subject, everyone comes and says that we have done it out hacking. Just like how can we identify a doctor? How can we identify a teacher? We have plenty criterias. We don't have a criteria or a certification body which recognizes anyone as a expert in hacking. Unfortunately, yeah. So in this scenario, how will we identify any hackers? Any answers on the concepts which we have discussed till now? Based on that itself,
By
there
asking
is a
them to
solution.
open a mail, open our mail.
Yes,
Or
again,
hack our-
now not necessary every hacker is a email
yes.
hacking person only. As
Okay.
I said, there are 1 million products.
Understood.
If anyone comes and says, I have done hacking, how do we believe that? Just based on the demos
Expert
which
in
we performed
coding.
itself. Coding, yes. If we know coding, we can get to know it out. But when we don't know coding, how will we know the person knows coding or not? If we are a doctor, we can identify another doctor easily. Or else the another person will just cut the human body and tell it is a surgery.
Usage of tools.
Yes. What is the source which we can consider in so far what we have discussed? Which is the golden standards? As I mentioned, we take oath on it unofficially. It is nothing but the CVE details website. You can just ask them, is there any contributions from your end to CVE details? If you have contributions, then you are considered as hackers. If there is no contributions, they are not yet hackers. Whoever it is, whatever it is. So this is one of the golden criteria which we need to understand it out, because every vulnerability has an author. So if they really are hackers, first thing is we should be capable of understanding whether they have really contributed and have they found out, or whether they have disclosed any vulnerabilities or not. So in this way, we can differentiate hackers and non-hackers. This is very important thing which we need to understand. It looks very simple. When we say types of hackers, there are 3 types of hackers: black, white, and gray. How do we consider anyone as black hat hackers? Again, as I said, hackers means who has contributions to CV Retail's website, who are capable of coding, scripting, and manipulating. Now, my next question is, how do we consider, or what is black hat hacking? Who are black hat hackers? Any answers?
Without any permission, they can access our personal information. It's called as a black hat hackers.
Black hat. Who gives the permissions? For
They
example,
own
if a policeman or if a government
themselves.
accesses your account without your permission, is it black hat or white hat?
If with permission they are doing, then it is white.
Again, whose permission?
Actually, if we are thinking that there is an attack on our institute or any website, after that they are having the official hackers to find out that bug within that particular website or any software with the permission of that organization is called as a white hat.
That is white hat.
And
But I'm asking what do we consider, or who are black hat? Yes, white hat understood. Definitely. But who are
black hat means unaware about that particular victim. They are not taking any permission from the any particular organization or any particular.
If government is taking information of your end, is it black hat or white hat?
No, sir. For the security purpose, government having the database.
How do we decide that it is security purpose? Right. How do we say that?
Actually, they are taking the information as a Indian civilization for their database or any particular scheme.
How do we believe that?
But by using what?
How do we believe that they are taking only for security purpose only? They might take it for even misusing purpose also.
This will become that diplomat means debate question like that.
Yes.
Government
no,
is
not a debate. The
data.
only why it's debatable or nothing is simple. We need to know the criteria. Until unless we don't apply the criteria, it will be
because
debatable
we are
itself.
trusting on government. And Aadhaar card is a world globally recognized as a very large data on the one platform that we are having for our Indian citizen.
Accepted, ma'am. But my question is, what is black hat? How if a government institution accesses your data, is it black hat or white hat? Is my question.
For good purpose, without harming.
How do we define
that
as good and bad?
Customer,
how do we define
without
as good
harming that particular personal data?
Without harming your data, in the sense your data will not be harmed. Only your information will be pulled out. If the same activity is done by non-government
identity
person,
cannot be.
If the same activity without affecting you, if the same information is pulled out yours, will it be considered as black hat if it is not done by government?
Scientifically, it is defined as a black hat.
How do we define that? Then how do we define it? I'm asking. If government does it, it's considered as white hat, and if non-government anyone does, is it black hat?
Sir, government is not taking any monetary benefit from that particular data, but a black
even
hat
hacker also will
has
not take
taking the monetary benefit.
Even hacker also, if hacker
they
also
are
doesn't
taking any
take monetary
personal
benefit,
photos,
as I said, even a
taking,
hacker
sir.
also will not take monetary benefits, assuming it out. Then will they be considered as black hat or
No,
white hat?
sir. If
So
they
here,
are not taking, but they are using for the wrong purpose, purpose. If they are, giving, for
okay, if they
example,
don't use it for
McDonald's
wrong,
asking for your.
if they don't use it for wrong purpose, if they just access it out, I am telling it out, then is it black hat or white hat?
Then it is a white hat.
So if anyone access your data without misusing it out, then is it considered as white hat?
Sir, when the data is when our data is accessed without our permission and used against us.
So if government does it,
then it is
if the government does it, is it black hat or white hat?
No, sir. Government is not using against us.
What, ma'am, there are I am asking, if the government does it, what is it considered?
It's a white hat.
White hat, sir, because government is not using that data against us.
Why? Why not? There are many people who are arrested for that only.
Because they're legally authorized and.
Correct. So what is the word, ma'am? What is the word you used?
Legally authorized.
Legally
what do we mean
authorized.
by, yes, what do we mean by legally?
By law, they.
By the law, exactly. So when we are saying anything as black hat or white hat, there should be something called legal or illegal, because every activity, it changes from geography to geography. Example, things which are legal in India are legal outside India. Similar way, things which are legal outside India are illegal inside India. So when we say black hat activity, it is closely related to the respective geographies. Now, for example, in India, which is considered as illegal, may not be considered as illegal outside India. Similar way, things which are considered as black hat in India may not be considered as black hat outside India. So, what is the law which defines in India, which is considered as black hat? It's considered as IT Act 2000 and IT Act 2008. So, which clearly defines section 66 to section 79, clearly defines what is hacking, who is authorized person, what is the process to be followed, and what is the consequence, what is the compensation, what is the punishment. Clearly, it is defined. Whoever does it within that parameters is considered as white hat hackers. Whoever does it against that parameters is considered as black hat. Simple. It is not that government does. Even if government does it also, it is illegal. Government is misusing the Aadhaar data. Supreme Court has slammed the government. You shouldn't use it. It is a fundamental right. So it includes even to government. So when we are saying anything, it's considered as legal or illegal. Here, simple. Nothing like on intentions or morals or financial benefits or anything. Benefits is secondary. It is the principles which is backing the legality. Now, example is Julian Assange, for example, of Black Hat Hacker. Who is the person? He's the founder of WikiLeaks. What was WikiLeaks? WikiLeaks was nothing but where you can say it as an organization or a movement or a person. They hacked into the USA's defense ministry computers, which we say it as Pentagon secrets, and they pulled it out, which was against the law, because in USA, defense ministry is anything you cannot access it without the prior permission. So this was done. That's why it's considered as black hat in USA, not again in India. So this is the clear distinction which has to be sought and which has to be communicated even to students also. So, for example,
yes, sir.
How many of you know that you are all not black hat hackers? Which means you are all not cyber criminals. Please raise your hands. How many of you assume that you are all doing only legal things?
Sir, if
according
stalking
to the
is
law?
considered as a hacking.
Sorry, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are doing only legal thing.
Are you sure on that? Just because you are not arrested,
Yeah.
does that mean that you are doing legal? Okay, I'll ask simple question. How many of you have at least abused once in WhatsApp to anybody in your contact list? It may be your family members, it may be your students, it may be your friends, it may be your kids also. Please raise your hands. I think I should reverse the question. How many of you have not done it out? Now, if you have done this abusive over WhatsApp, this is also considered as an illegal activity, a cyber crime. Why? Because it's an electronic media provided by Government of India. You can't use it for abusive purpose. So that's the reason I mentioned why legality comes into picture and why this has to be understood. Though it is not meant for science background people, it has to be understood with that legal lens itself. Black hat, white hat, or gray hat. So this was an black hat activity or black hat hackers. Now white hat hackers, who are those who follow within the law, for example, and who test the security it may be. For example, tomorrow they develop a product and they have to test whether it is hackable or not. So they try to hack their own products, or even after hacking it, they'll secure it out. It's all within the parameters of the law. So it's considered as white hat hackers there. Next, it doesn't mean government or it doesn't mean non-government. It just means legal. When we say legal, it applies even to the government also there. Then the third one is gray hat hackers. Who are gray hat hackers? Gray hat hackers are nothing but simple who are, for example, if the same activity which is done in India, it's considered as legal. But if you do the same activity outside India, it will be considered as illegal. Then we consider them as gray hat hackers or gray hat hacking. Now, these three are the types of hackers. When I say hackers, they know coding, they know scripting, they know manipulation, they have contributed to CVE details. So they are the hackers. Now, there are another set of people who have not contributed to CVE details, who know some things about coding, some part of scripting, or some part where they can replicate the works of these hackers. Now, those people are known as script kiddies. We'll have to be very much sure on who the person claims and are they really hackers or script kiddies. Because today, if you just go to YouTube also, there are almost hundreds of channels with millions of monster followings saying that they are hackers. But are they really hackers or not? Definitely, you have to just verify with their CV details. 99% we can consider them as not at all hackers. They are all script kiddies. How do we define script kiddies? Script kiddies are the ones who make use of the softwares or the tools which is prepared by these three hackers, that is black hat, white hat, and gray hat. They probably don't know how to build a tool or how to write a code also, but they know how to use it out. Now, on a beginner note, everyone has to be script kiddie. This is the difference between the types of hackers: black hat, white hat, gray hat, as well as script kiddie. Now we answered three questions. What is hacking? Is hacking something real or a myth? Who are the hackers? Where hacking takes place? What is the next question which has to come to our mind? Definitely not how. Before how, there should be one question which should strike out. What is the question? What is the natural question which strikes out now among the five basic fundamental questions? Who, how, what, where, when, why? Any answers? You can unmute yourself. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. What is the natural question which should come to our mind? question which we need to answer now is why hacking is possible. When was computers invented? Can anyone tell me the answer? Approximate time.
Unawareness of the particular system utilization.
Yeah, I'm asking on the time basically. I mean, which year or which timeline? Approximate. When was computers invented?
Between 1800 to 1900.
Yes, between 1800 to 1900s. Why was hacking not found then? Why only hacking is found now?
There was no networking.
There was no networking. Networking was there. Computers without network, it cannot be considered as a computer itself. What's the difference in those days which was there, where hacking was not at all found? What which is missing now, where hacking is found?
Information was not in digital form.
What do we mean by digital form?
Digital form.
What do we mean by digital
1010.
form? Computers
Our
that
all
time also
data
it
is
was
stored
1010.
10.
Now also it's 1010. What is the difference between now and then?
Then generation physical architecture of that particular first generation of the computer, vacuum tube and all these
What is the
things that we
architecture
are
change?
using for the processing.
What
of
is the architecture change other than the size? Architecture even today also
storage
lies
of the data?
Yeah, only the size varies, but the principle and the architecture lies the same.
So nowadays, digitally illegal activities are going on very much. That is very much it's a matter of concern now. But which was not.
My question is why this
Sir,
was not
previously,
found when, yes.
Previously less people are using this technology. Nowadays, everyone is there on the internet and using the internet, due to which it is very easy.
No, in that case, at least hacking should have been
Social
at least
media
seen somewhere.
utilization.
At least hacking should have been seen somewhere at least, right? I agree. Why? I'm not asking the question why hacking is, why so much of hacking incidents. But hacking should have been at least one incident at least. There was not even a
It depends
single
upon
incident
the
on hacking.
intention, sir.
Sorry?
At that time, people are focusing on the development.
Even today also, the people who have developed products, they focus on development. Hacker mindset, even humans also existed then, humans exist now also. Why was hacking not found then?
Data is freely available, sir, nowadays on social media or anything, and utilization of that particular internet.
No, if data is freely available, my question is how will products be hackable?
Sir, that time there was no incident.
No. There was no.
Incident.
Why there was no incident? Because there was no hacking at all. I'm asking why.
Okay.
Why? What would be the reason? There should be some technical reason.
Everybody was not.
Because people are using computer nowadays very much, and during 90s, till 90s, computer was not so available at that moment in
Correct.
India also.
At least my question is, hacking should have been found in at least one computer, right? Why that was also not found?
Right.
That is the question. I'm not asking why hacking is so much, so many incidents. My question is, hacking was not at all found then. What was the technical difference between those computers and today's computers?
I think it is an internet connection.
Exactly. So these computers how were they communicating to each other? How was the computers
Wide
communicating to each
communication.
other? Why?
Wide
Wired.
communication.
Exactly. So today it is wireless. So anything which is wireless is completely hackable in today's scenario. Anything which is wired is absolutely safe, even in today's scenario. That is the difference. That's all. That is a transformation. That's why when internet came into picture, wireless communication, not only internet, anything which is of wireless communication is definitely hackable. That is the first fundamental reason. If any technology is using wireless communication, it is definitely hackable. If any technology is using wired communication, it is definitely safe. The second reason is number of ways it can be communicated in wireless. There are obviously 65,535 ports. Each port has protocol. So there are 65,535 ways where one system can be communicated through another system. There is no one company which has a product security team with 65,535 engineers, which is practically also not possible for a single product. This is the fundamental reason why hacking is definitely unpreventable. There is a famous statement saying that hacking can only be protected but not prevented. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of this? Hacking can only be protected but it cannot be prevented. What does protection and prevention mean in this context?
Protection means there will be attack, but you have some technology to withhold it. But in case of prevention, you that means it is hacking free like that, which is not possible.
Correct. So basically, what do we mean by saying is protection is temporary, prevention is permanent. Hacking can only be protected, which means it's temporary. It cannot be prevented, which cannot, there is no permanent vaccine kind of solution. So that is the fundamental reason. That's why we say wherever any technology we take, AI, ML, IoT, web development, Android, iOS, networking, anything, if it is using wireless communication, it is hackable. End of the day. If it is using wired communication, it would have been safe. But today, or even in future also, practically wireless, any product not using wireless communication is impossible. So that is how we can answer the question why hacking is possible. Now coming to our last question, how? How is nothing but how do we learn hacking, or what is the solution? How do we learn? Here comes here. Till now we discussed on hacking. Now we need to discuss on cyber security. Cyber security is not a separate technology. It is an integrated technology. When I say integrated technology, what does that mean? It is just like mathematics. How we use maths in physics, chemistry, in all other subjects. Similar way, wherever there is coding and wherever there is networking, there is cyber security. Because a code will always have a flaw. So it can be exploited. There is only vulnerabilities. If it is sent over wireless communication, anyone can access it out. So it's always again hackable. So that is how cyber security comes into picture. So now, how do we learn, or how do we start with cyber security? It, please remember this graph. Even it may be for a beginner, for an expert, for an veteran, for an experience, for anybody, this is the same graph. We are in this, at every point, everyone are there in this particular graph. What I mean to say is, first we'll have to be curious enough. Then the second step is we'll have to be a script kiddie first, which means we'll have to know how to use the already existing tools which are there in the industry. Why? Because without knowing this, if we land up in developing a tool, we will be reinventing the wheel again. When there is already an existing tool, why should we again reinvent the same tool? So that's why being script kiddie is mandatory. But that is not the end. If that is the end, then we will be maximum landing up being a YouTubers, where only we can show, but we'll not be able to solve the problems. So that is on the script kiddie part. Parallelly, we'll have to learn on scripting. Scripting involves coding in standards as well, so which has to be cultivated. Then the last two steps, that is called CTF and bug bounty. Can anyone tell me what is bug bounty or CTF? Have you heard about the term? What is bug bounty or what is CTF?
I think bug bounty is something to find out vulnerability in system.
Vulnerabilities in system. Okay, it's a kind of data. Okay, why did this bug bounty come into picture? Let's look into a small history of it. Between the year 2008 to 2012, there were unconventional scenarios happening in the IT industry. What do we mean by unconventional scenarios? Is between 2008 and 2012, the leadership of the company started changing. When I say leadership of the company started changing, different kinds of leaders started emerging. What is the different kinds of leaders is, if you take, for example, any CEOs today, it may be, for example, Satya Nadella or Sundar Pichai or anyone, please just go to their LinkedIn profile and see what did they do in their entire career to reach to the CEO post. If you take an example of Satya Nadella, he was a 1992 batch engineer from Manipal. 2013, the person becomes the CEO of Microsoft. So it took them 15 to 20 years to understand an organization, understand the process, so that they can build a new technology and run it out. But between 2008 to 2012, there were another set of people coming into leadership positions. Instead of going to companies for recruitments, they were going and hacking the company products. As a consequence, they were sent to jail. Once they were back from jail from 2 to 3 years, they were given CEO and CTO posts. So this was a scenario. Out of Fortune 500 companies in 2008 to 2012 shifted their headquarters to Ireland, where there was no cyber laws at all. So this was a cyber pandemic situation where a competitor company CEO was from hacking background, and the companies who created the product didn't even have a resource for hackers or to prevent hacking. Then they came up with a beautiful idea that is called bug bounty, which exists today also. What they started saying is, anyhow, people are hacking it for financial purpose. What they started doing is, they started running a program running, anyone can hack their product. But if they show that bugs are existing, then the company itself pays them. That is only bounty. So they started paying. Every bug was paid with money. That is bug bounty, which runs even today also. It may be any company which is visiting your campus or off campus. You can go and check it in their websites, saying that they run 24/7 bug bounty programs where they give their own product. And if anyone is capable of finding out bugs, then definitely they are being considered as for recruitment. Now, all of a sudden, anyone cannot start on this bug bounty course. They'll have to practice it out. So, just like how a MBBS candidates learn surgery on corpse or dead bodies, similar way, these are all pre-configured labs, which we call CTF, capture the flags. So, where they can practice the same vulnerabilities, the vulnerabilities which is found in CVE website, they can replicate it out and try and test it. Once they are well versed with it, then they can participate in bug bounty. So this is the graph for any kind of cyber security oriented persons. Now, this took us around 10 to 12 years. Now, no one has that much of time. It has been fast tracked. What is another fast track way which can be done is the global body certifications. So when I say global body certifications, it should be valid across the globe. It is not restricted to one university, one district, one country, or one location. Among that, there are few global bodies. One of such is, first one is EC Council. It has around 25 to 30 courses. I think most of you are aware of it. Most of you are certified also. There, like CEH, Certified Ethical Hacking, Certified Hacking Forensic Investigator, LPT, Licensed Penetration Tester. There are plenty of 25 to 30 certification programs in cybersecurity. So if anyone enrolls to this, they will provide training, they'll provide material, and they'll conduct an exam. If anyone clears that exam, they'll be given a title which will be valid for a certain period of time, for 1 year or 2 years. So where it will be considered across the globe. So this was considered once upon a time as a very good particular certification. But today it's losing its credibility. Why? The course is excellent. The materials are brilliant for beginners. But the examination is in multiple choice pattern. Lot of mugging up is happening up. high school kids are also clearing it out. So that's why this has lost its reputation a bit. Now, similar way, parallel to it is another one called SANS, another extreme one. It's the leading global body in cybersecurity. It offers around 150 to 200 courses on cybersecurity. You take any CEOs, please go to their LinkedIn profile. They would be having minimum 2 certification in SANS. Why? It's not that cybersecurity persons become the CEOs or CTOs. It's the other way around. To become CEO or CTO, you'll have to learn cybersecurity. So, if anyone clears it, it is not an MCQ based. It is clearly a lab based technical exam. Even military law enforcement agencies are also trained from this. So, if they clear it out, that will be a minimum package which has been mentioned. Every company's commercial policy is reflecting with this package. And if they are coin holders, just like a distinction in the SANS, it means that they get minimum 2 calls, either one from government agencies or one from terrorist organizations. There, a clearly proven fact. In between this, there is another intermediate certification called OSCP as well. These are the fast track ways of learning it out. But the organic way of learning is, as I shown, this is the graph. So this is how we learn cybersecurity. This is how I wanted to give an idea on it. Applications of cybersecurity, as I said, it's applicable to every technology which uses wireless communications and coding. There. If you have any doubts, you can please ask me before concluding it out. I'm done for today. If there is any doubt, any concept, any query, please answer.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Today's session was very excellent, sir. Firstly, we have the feeling like this ki we are a student and we are attending the one lecture, because a number of times we are having the habit to give the lecture, but still after attending your session, we understand that what we don't know, what we are telling to the student and all these things. So I'm very much impressed by attending your lecture, because number of times we are giving the session to the student only exam point of view. But when we know the depth of the subject, then student can also have the interest to learn that subject. So I'm very much thankful for that to mm, clear my misunderstanding that I know the cybersecurity very well. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Definitely, it's not that no one knows it out. The only thing is we'll have to, as part of we are in teaching professions, we have to understand the student's perspective. Obviously, we all know it out. Again, communication is the thing which is a big barrier today. There, we'll have to just make it more simpler and simpler so that student understands it. That's it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Definitely. Yes, yes.
But the way you explained is very good, sir. The approach is nice, so that we can
Thank you, sir.
remember for a long period of time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session, because you had given a session with an interaction with all the participants. I too tried, but most of them are trying with their different doubts. Thank you very much for your wonderful session. Thank you once again from all the Institute of Engineering and Technology, and on behalf of all the participants of the ATAL FTP. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Group feedback link is given in this particular group, as well as I would like to share it in the group also. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, organizing committee.